Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another G-Shock video. In this video, we will learn how to use all the features within the new GBA-900 series watch. I've done a separate unboxing and first impression video about this watch. Do check it out if you haven't. I will leave the timeline for each of the feature in the description box, so it'll make it very easy for you to jump to the most relevant section. So let's start with the very first feature. The GBA-900 comes with a hand shifting movement feature, whereby whenever you are setting up the watch, the analog hands will automatically move out of the way of the digital displays. So to do that, all you have to do is press and hold the lap button over here, which also works as the adjust button, and this will automatically move the hands out of the way. Now you can clearly read all the sub-dials and the large digital display just below it. That is one way to move the analog hands on this watch. Another way is for you to press both the light and the mode button together. This will initiate the same feature as well. So for example, if you are in a stopwatch mode and you are actually using the stopwatch and the analog hands are obstructing the view of the LCD, all you have to do is press and hold both the mode and the light button, and automatically this will move the hands away from the digital display. And this is how it looks like. Right? For you to get the hands back to its natural time, all you have to do is just press one of the buttons. In this case, I press the mode button over here and it goes back to the current time. Setting up the time and date on this feature is pretty much the same as all other digital G-Shock watches that you have. The lap button over here works as the adjust button. All you have to do is press and hold this button and it will automatically move into adjustment mode. So here we can set the seconds, and then we are hour, and this is your minutes. If you like to have this in a 24-hour mode or a 12-hour mode, that can be done over here as well. And then when you move towards the next one, here you can adjust the date on this watch, the month. This section will allow you to turn off and on the button operation sound. So if you like to have a silent operation of all the buttons, you can actually turn it off right here. Next, we have airplane mode. Since this watch comes with Bluetooth connection, if you like to turn on the airplane mode, you can do it over here. Next, we have the afterglow. So you can choose either 1 second or 3 seconds for the afterglow. As soon as you press the light over here, the light lights up for 3 seconds if you leave it at 3 over here. My suggestion, keep it at 1 because this watch comes with a non-rechargeable battery. So like to save as much possible. And back to setting of time. As soon as you press and exit, the time and the date and any other configurations that you made has been set. In terms of its feature for its backlight, there are two features that I would like to highlight over here. First is this button activates the light on this watch, both the light for the analog hands and the backlight as well. This watch comes together with auto light features as well. To activate auto light, all you have to do is press and hold the light button until the word LT displays just like that on the watch display. This means the watch now has got auto light activated. So every time you move at least 30 degrees, the light comes on this watch. And this is how it will work. As soon as I move it, the light turns on automatically. Only use it if you really need this feature, as this watch does not have rechargeable battery. So I'm going to turn it off by again press and holding the light button, and the auto light feature is automatically turned off. Another feature that you can also configure as part of this watch is the duration of the light staying on. So in this case, you can actually choose between 1 to 3 seconds. So let's go into the adjust mode and then we scroll through to LT. So here you are able to choose either 1 for 1 second or 3 for 3 seconds. So I'm going to leave it at 1 second for now. Exit via the adjust mode again and we are back to home time. The GBA-900 is a fitness focused watch. To get the full use of it, you need to set up your profile, your daily targets, so the watch will help you to track towards your daily targets. So to do that, first we need to press the adjust button over here. Press and hold the adjust button. Once it goes into adjust mode, the hands will move out of the way. Now again, we need to press the same button once. Now we are in the setup mode. Here, the very first thing that you are seeing over here is the amount of kilometers that you like to cover as part of your daily target. So in my case, let's say I'm going to put 3 kilometers is my target for daily activity. So now you have to press the mode button over here. The mode button. Next is your kilocalories. So in this case, what is your target calories that you want to burn in the day? So I'm going to leave it at 2300. Next, we are going to move to how many steps do you want to achieve in this day. So in my case, I'm going to put it over here at 8500 steps that I want to achieve. So these are my daily targets, and that pretty much sets up what are the daily targets that I want to do. The next one is actually going towards the setup of your profile. Now let's go ahead and set up the profile on this watch. This is important as it will help you to accurately calculate the calories burned on day-to-day basis. So to do that, all we have to do is go into settings mode by pressing this lap button over here. And then the next step is to press the lap button once again, where we go into this profile mode. Here we see our daily targets. We have already set it up here. These are our daily targets. Next, we will go into a section where we can put your personal profile information. So you can either choose centimeters or you can choose via feet and inches. So in this case, I'm going to keep with the centimeters and I'm going to increase the centimeters over here. You can put in your actual height. Then I'm going to go next. Here you can either choose kilograms or pounds. I'm going to stick with kilograms over here. And I'm going into gender. So here you can choose male, female. And we have your birth date over here. So I'm going to keep going with this. And finally back to the first page. To exit from this mode, you just have to press the adjust button once and your profile has been set. Let's go ahead and have a look at how to use the timer feature on this watch. So as a basic use, we can click on the mode button over here and then memory recall, and then finally when it says TR, this is when we are in the timer mode. By default, the timer is at 10 minutes. So if you like to change the timer, press and hold the settings button over here and we can now change the timer on this watch. So in this case, I'm going to change the timer to, for example, to 2 minutes, right? So this is how you can change the timer on this watch. Again, press the settings button and the timer automatically comes on. And if you realize now there is a number -5 just below the timer. So that is the pre-countdown. So if you want to have the pre-countdown, you can leave it as it is. If you don't want, just press the adjust button here once. The pre-countdown will no longer be there. So how it works is that when I have the pre-countdown, when I start the timer over here, it counts down for 5 seconds and then finally the timer will kick on. So it just gives you enough time to prepare whatever that you are doing and then you can go ahead and get started. So let's stop for now and then reset the timer. The timer feature on this watch can be used as part of your training regime as well. So let's go ahead and check out how to do that. So now I'm going to set up the watch to do 2 different exercises with intervals of rest in between, and I would like to do it 3 times over. So repeat 3 sets of the exercise. So the first, I'm going to do a round of 30 seconds of push-up, and then we're going to do 20 seconds rest, and then 30 seconds of squats, and then 30 seconds of rest time again, and we're going to repeat it 3 times. So let's look at how to set this watch up. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is, once you are in the timer mode, press and hold the adjust button over here. So it goes into settings mode just like that. Now we need to set the first exercise, the push-ups, we are going to do for 30 seconds. So I'm going to reduce the time over here to 30 seconds. Sorry, this is the minutes. So I'm going to reduce the minutes to 30 seconds. Right. Okay. Right, so we have 30 seconds over here for the first exercise, and then right after that I'm going to do a rest for 20 seconds. So in this case I move to the last icon over here. When it blinks on the the right hand side one, we can choose number 2. So for the second 20 seconds interval, I'm going to take a rest. So I'm going to put in 20 seconds over here. Alright, and then I'm going to do another 20 seconds of squats. This is just an example, by the way. So here, let's set up a 20 seconds. And finally, I'm going to take the final rest period for the first set. I'm going to give myself another 20 seconds, right? So let's go ahead and put that in. So we have got 20 seconds over here. And last one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this 3 times. So I'm going to do 3 sets. So let's go ahead and choose the S03. Okay, so that's it. So you have done this setup of your exercises over here. And if you realize, the top portion of the display now has got 4 bars over there to show that there are 4 different timers that has been set up. And let's have a look at how this will work. So in fact, I'm going to turn on the pre-countdown. So I press the adjust button here once, and the -5 shows up just below it. So now when I press the start, the pre-countdown will start. And my first set of 30 seconds will go ahead. Let me just quickly forward this. In the last 5 seconds, the watch will give you an indicator. Alright, the first set is done. So the next 20 seconds is for you to rest. Okay, let's go ahead and forward this as well. Alright, so the watch is counting down to the last 5 seconds. Next, on to your squats for 20 seconds. Right, this is counting down to my final resting period of 20 seconds. The last 5 seconds countdown. So our first set is now complete. The S02 will switch now. The watch goes into the second set. Alright, so it's going to go for 3 sets just like how we have configured. So it's a really good feature that helps you as part of your exercise and your training regime. To stop the timer over here, all we have to do is press the start button over here and press the lap button here, and this will reset the whole timer, and then we can go back to home time. The GBA-900 comes with built-in display configurations that you can change as part of your day-to-day activities. So the digital LCD currently shows the home time and the date over here. As I press the display button over here, it shifts into a mode. Right now it is showing the total amount of distance that we have traveled for the day. Next, we have got the kilocalories, the amount of calories that you have burned for the day. And last one, which is the steps for the day, the total number of steps that you have taken for the day. So you can leave it as it is. It shows you an increase of the steps throughout your day, or you can just leave it at the home time for now and then look at the progress as and when that is needed. Let's go ahead and have a look at the stopwatch feature on the GBA-900. So let's go to the stopwatch mode. Here we are in the stopwatch mode right now. To use it as the most basic way to use it, just go ahead and press the start button over here and your stopwatch immediately starts running. And we can stop it by pressing the same buttons over here. And if you like to reset your stopwatch, press the lap button at the top here, and then we are resetting the stopwatch. Apart from that, you can also calculate split times along with the distance and the pace that you're making. Let's say you're going for a run and you like to calculate your split time. So in this case, the 00 down here shows the distance that you have traveled, and if I press the display button over here, this shows what is the pace that I've traveled for that particular split. Alright, so let's keep it as the distance for now by pressing back the display button over here. And let's say you're doing 3 different splits. So the way it will work is we start off the exercise. So maybe you're starting your run first, and then the timing will keep running. Let's say once it reaches 10 seconds and I've reached the target that I wanted, and I'm going to turn back. So all I have to do is press the lap button over here, and automatically now it goes to split time. So it will show you your split time 13 seconds for almost 8 seconds on the watch, and then it will continue the timer in the background so that you don't miss out while you're exercising. So let's say now this is 30 seconds since we first started the first lap, and I'm going to go ahead and press the second lap again. So now the second split time has been calculated, which is 22 seconds for this second split time. The timer is running in the background now, and then now it is reached up to 50 seconds. So if you like to pause it at this point, just have to press the start button over here, and this will pause it, and you can continue back by pressing the same button over here. And that's pretty much it. So if I stop it for now, let me go ahead and stop this. It shows F, which means finish. So here, if you actually use it for your run, you will see the amount of distance that you have traveled. And when you press the display button, it will show you the pace that you have actually ran. Alright, and then when you press the lap button over here, it resets the information. So another way to use it is by using the lap feature. Alright, so let's say you're doing a lap, you have a fixed distance and you are going for a run. In this case, we like to use the lap feature. So once you are in the stopwatch mode, press the lap button here. Now the watch has gone just below the L01, you'll be able to see lap. Now the watch is in lap mode. So let's go ahead and try out how this works. So let's start the lap over here. So as soon as you have started running, the watch is calculating the amount of distance and also the pace. You can monitor it while you're running. And let's say you have completed one lap for now, you can go ahead and press the lap button over here. So it will show you the time that you have taken to complete the lap, and then it will continue in the background to keep running so that you don't miss out. So you can just continue running and just collect the information and have a look at it in the recall mode later on. So this is lap 2. And then I'm going to take my another reading over here for lap 2. And while it's waiting to it's actually already started to run the lap 3 behind. Okay, so this is the lap 3. 15 seconds has elapsed, and I like to stop it right here. So I'm going to click finish over here, and that's it. So now it has recorded. So let's say if you like to have a look at what was the information, all you have to do is press the mode and it goes to memory recall mode. So in this mode, you are able to see, for example, the total time that you have taken for the entire run is 52 seconds. Your lap 1 was 15 seconds. It also shows you the distance and the pace. And then your lap 2 was 19 seconds and your lap 3 was 15 seconds. And the final lap, we ended early at just 2 seconds. So this information, if it's connected to your smartphone, is automatically transferred to the G-Shock Move app. Alright, so there is another feature which is called Auto Lap. So let's go ahead and have a look at the Auto Lap feature. So to start the Auto Lap feature, come back to the stopwatch here. Now press and hold the lap button over here, and it will go to Auto Lap feature. So here you can actually set the amount of distance that you like to cover as part of one lap. So in this case, in kilometers, I'm going to put in, let's say I'm going to cover 7 kilometers. So This is already the auto lap has already been started, and you can see at the top over here it will show auto lap is indeed in function. So all you have to do is press the adjust button again. Now the auto lap feature is turned on, and as soon as you start your stopwatch in this auto lap mode, what happens is that when the watch detects that you have reached the distance that you set, which is the 7 kilometers, it's going to give you the indicator. It's going to beep and give you the sound to say that you have reached your lap, and then it automatically calculates the next lap as well. Alright, so you know the auto lap feature is running because the auto lap on the top part of this watch here is blinking to show that the auto lap feature is currently engaged. Right, so I'm going to stop it over here and then close it. So to disable the auto lap feature, all you have to do, again, keep pressing the adjust button here, scroll through until you reach 10 kilometers, which is the maximum that you can set, and then when it shows empty, which means the auto lap is disengaged. So press again and we are back to standard stopwatch feature. This watch also comes with dual time capability, so let's go ahead and have a look at how to use that. So click the mode button over here, and then we need to go towards the dual time. So the dual time says 5:13 and my current time is around 1:15. So you can leave it as it is and use it at the same time. If you would like to swap, do a quick swap of your home time with the dual time, you can do that as well. Press and hold the display button over here, and what will happen, you'll see the times will be swapped. So now your digital display shows the previous time, which is 1:14 over here, and the analog hands show the dual time that you have selected. To adjust the dual time is very simple. Press while in the dual time mode, press and hold the adjust button over here. The hands will move out of the way and you can actually adjust the time directly from here. Pretty simple. And once you have done the adjustment of time, just press the adjust button again and we should be good. So let me go back and switch back my dual time again. So press and hold the display button, and that will trigger the swap of time. This is a pretty handy feature. Next, let's have a look at the hand alignment feature. So in case you have gone through certain areas where it has got strong magnetism, the alignment of the hands may go out of sync. So in this case, we can adjust it back. To do that, all you have to do is press and hold the adjust button over here, the lap button here. Press and hold for 5 seconds. Keep pressing. It says HS. Alright, so now the watch actually will go towards the 12 o'clock position. So if your hands on this watch are misaligned, then it will not be in the 12 o'clock position. So you can use these buttons over here to actually adjust it back into the exact 12 o'clock position. And once you have done that, press the adjust or the lap button again and the hand alignment will be complete. There are 5 alarms that you can configure on this watch alongside a signal capability, which is hourly chime. So let's go ahead and have a look at how to do that. So from here, press the mode button and we can go into the alarm mode. This is the alarm mode on this watch. So currently it's on alarm 1. We can choose to turn on this alarm on and off by pressing the start button over here, and as soon as you press the smaller sub-dial over here, the alarm signal will be turned on as well. So that gives you an indicator if any of the alarms are turned on, it will show up here as well. So now let's keep the alarm on, and I like to set one of these alarms. So all you have to do is press and hold the set, the adjust button, and then now we can actually start adjusting the alarm over here. So let me just adjust the alarm with 3. For example, 3:05 is the time that I would like to set, and then you can press the adjust button again, and this has selected alarm 1 at 3:05. There are 5 alarms. To go through the other alarms, just have to press the display button over here, and this will go to alarm 2, alarm 3, 4 and alarm 5, and finally signal. So if you like to have a hourly chime on your watch, all you have to do is turn on the signal here. You can press the start button while in this mode and it'll automatically turn off and on again. Similarly, there are indicators on this watch to tell you if the signal is on or not. So I like to keep the signal on in this case. So to exit, all you have to press is the mode button and we are back to home time. This watch has got 2 reset modes. One is a basic reset mode whereby you can remove the pairing information of this watch. Another reset mode clears everything and returns this watch to factory default settings. So let's go ahead and look at how to do that. You have to press and hold the lap or the adjust button over here. The watch goes into a settings mode. So now once you are in this mode, all you have to do is press and hold the light button and the word CLR will show on the screen. And then as soon as you let go, now the watch has cleared his paired information from the watch. Now if you want to take it a step further, and I would like to reset this watch all the way towards the factory settings, same procedure, press and hold the light button, but this time keep pressing until you see the word clear all shows up, and then you let go. Now the watch has been reset to factory default settings. Alright guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I will do a part 2 video where I will be explaining how to use this watch with the G-Shock Move app, and we'll go through every single one of the features and functions that are available on the mobile application. So till next time, stay safe and I'll see ya.